Okay, we need to get this upper transmission mount, cooler mount, to the fuel cell and to the chassis.
Well, first things first, I gotta pay my respects to what I'm about to work on just to make sure it goes good. So here's a couple tech tips. Super basic. I cut this with a plasma cutter, so I'm just gonna use a 40 grit flap wheel to knock the edge down. Then I switch over to a blue roll lock disc. Now you can get these in burgundy, brown. I just go straight to blue. And what I'm doing is I'm just basically removing the mill scale right off the aluminum. Now we're going to switch over to a pretty cool tool you can get at Harbor Freight. They're very inexpensive. It's just a surfacing graining tool. Comes with 3 different wheels. We're using the softest wheel that it has here. And one thing you really got to be careful when you do these, try not to launch the thing right into your son's face. Just kidding, that would suck. He's got a helmet on anyway. I just work it back and forth a handful of times, switch it around. They do make other tools to do this, but the whole point of this is doing what you can with what you have in your shop. And this tool works great for it. And I will mention, when running aluminum on an edge like this, that will definitely ruin the wheel fast. So just kind of run on the outside. Grab yourself some mothers, get excited, lube that thing up really good. Now you can use rouge if you were going for a high polish, which I'll explain later we're not. But just throw some mothers on it and find the oldest buffing tool you got, like we have right here. This thing was my grandfather's. I believe it came from Sears and Roebuck. I've seen them in catalogs. It's actually not homemade. This is how this tool came. So I just hit both sides on this wheel and I'll switch it over, but you guys got to hear this thing. Listen to it. Listen to that thing rattle. It sounds like an old worn out 22 RE with a bunch of dudes in the cab drinking twisted tea. Poor thing's just not long for the world, but it keeps on going.
All right, boys, that turned out pretty nice. I would say it almost turned out tits. So this is 1/4 inch aluminum and it is T6. We did a satin polish on it, TIG welded it up, turned out pretty nice. It's pretty cool. Went from cardboard to that. Now the little stages that I showed you guys on, that's for that kind of a satin style finish. You're not gonna get a super mirror finish on that. You're just gonna get a really good finish, like a 75 finish, 75%. Now, if you went through and you wet sand, start like, 400, 600, 800, you can, and then hit it with a really good wheel and really good rouge, you can get it looking like chrome. But it's not the finish that I wanted. This is something that I've done on a lot of aluminum work. I like the finish. That's why I do it that particular way. And then we're going to cover it with shark hide when we're done. And a shark hide is an after product that will last a really long time, even out in the elements and in the weather. Mud, kidding, no mud, but dust, water, snow, stuff like that. It'll hold on and it'll keep it looking good for a long time. So appreciate you guys following along. We're definitely not professionals. We know enough to do it wrong. We'll catch you on the next one.